comes to our Flamingos and an FNB Premiership encounter.
And there is Ntebogang Sebetlela joining us later on our sport desk. Amandla Babedi is interpreting in sign language. Welcome and thank you for staying with us. In efforts to ending HIV/AIDS as a public health threat by 2030, the Botswana Network on Ethics, Law and HIV/AIDS, Bonela, held an annual general meeting that brought together members of the organization and stakeholders to discuss on the way forward. Speaking at the annual meeting, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Mr. Dithapelo Kiorapetse, said the UDC-led government has positioned itself as a human rights-focused government. Horata Moranyani with more.
The Botswana Network on Ethics, Laws and HIV/AIDS was established and registered as a national network in 2002 with the aim to promote human rights approach to the HIV/AIDS and TB response through raising awareness, capacity building and advocacy. Bonela's annual general meeting came at a pivotal time where the country has surpassed the United Nations 959595 goals on HIV.
Government has positioned itself as a human rights-focused government, and human rights are the cornerstone upon which public policy and law enactment, practice and development will be anchored. This approach ensures equality, equity, inclusion, non-discrimination, and upholding the dignity of all citizens. I'm therefore confident that under the new leadership, including the leadership in Parliament, the Leah report will be implemented. I wish to also at this point in time pledge my support that the Parliament which I lead will create space for civil society to engage Parliament on these reforms and ensure that they are champions of this cause in Parliament.
Over the years, Bonela has transformed into a responsive and adaptive health service entity, striving to ensure that a health right becomes a reality in Botswana. The human rights approach adopted by Bonela resonates well with the principle of leaving no one behind, designed to ensure that the SDGs reach those people first who have limited opportunities for development.
The Legal Environment Assessment Report highlighted a range of laws, policies and practices that need to be reviewed in order to fast-track the goal of ending AIDS as a public health threat by 2030.
We affirm our dedication to advancing justice, equity and the rule of law. We commit, and underline that, we commit to ensuring that no one is left behind and that every individual has got equal rights, resources and opportunities. And we also reflect that as a new government, we have made it very clear, it's our commitment and we will live by it.
National Speaker wished Bonela well in his continued fight against injustice that makes Botswana a true human rights state. Horata Moranyani, BTV News, Gaborone.
Promoting diversity and inclusion amongst women scientists is regarded as paramount in fostering equitable education and training needed to qualify them for research and development careers. The remarks were made by the Organization for Women in Science for the Developing World, the OWSD, Botswana National Chapter Chairperson, Dr. Matalipula Tate, at the Organization for Women in Science for Development Research and Innovation Conference in Gaborone. Mojadi Mukibelo.
Science, technology and innovation HTIs are essential drivers of sustainable and inclusive development, and as a result, HTIs form part of the global and national capabilities to address development, economic, social and environmental challenges that affect many livelihoods. However, throughout history, the contributions of women and gender minorities in science and technology have often been overlooked or minimized, as their voices and ideas have been lost in the annals of academia, and systemic barriers have stifled their talent, hence the need to address such.
The objective of this gathering is to promote and strengthen advocacy or empower women to be considered in terms of research education, so that they can be a multidisciplinary research to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals.
His Excellency, the President of Botswana, Advocate Duma Boko, stated that gender equality remains crucial in our country's development. He further alluded that Botswana cannot achieve prosperity for all without equitable participation of women and men in our development process.
Different stakeholders have emphasized that advocating for inclusivity, diversity and equity amongst women scientists is a call for everyone to partake in.
UNESCO participation program is one of the means employed by UNESCO to achieve its objectives through participation in activities carried out by member states in the field of competency that is listed there.
From our ministry perspective, we haven't done much in terms of implementing the policy in relation to the topic of the day. But we have gone as far as working with the Botswana Academy of Science, the other VST, to try to see what could be some of the programs and initiatives that we can do.
So when we discuss these things, we need to really consider all these possibilities and say, we want women to beat men. We need to remove all the obstacles which makes women not to compete, because that's where the problem is. Women are not competing with men. What are the obstacles?
The conference tackled some pertinent issues including eliminating systemic barriers, including biasness in hiring, promotions as well as funding. Mujadi Mukibelo, BTV News, Gaborone.
The Minister of Wildlife and Tourism, Mr. Winter Murithi, has promised to return use of guns to the Department of Wildlife and National Parks officers in an endeavor to empower them to fight poaching in the country. The minister made these remarks during the Botswana Guides Association annual general meeting held in Maung. Maranyane Samakata has more.
Poaching continues to be a problem to the tourism sector in the country. In addition to that is the emergence of challenges of theft at campsites. The minister says that though the impacts of these are not yet felt, they need to be closely monitored and addressed as a matter of urgency.
After discussion and consultations with my colleagues, I have consulted my president and cabinet, and we will soon be returning the guns to the Wildlife Department so that they deal with the issue of poaching.
The minister was informed about other challenges businesses face in the industry. Self-drive-ins bring caravans, and we fear that they steal small animals like calves. We plead for better roads because our roads are in a bad state. Also, animals push trees on the road, blocking access for tourists. The government signed 15-year leases with some companies on behalf of our communities, and we are calling for these leases to be reviewed because we feel they were unfavorable to us. The river flow to Maung is compromised as channels are blocked. Safari companies are therefore struggling to transport tourists who are interested in reptiles and aquatic animals. Meanwhile, Boha pledged to work amicably with the new government to grow the tourism industry.
Keep the ministry well informed of key operational issues and assure itself that the governance of Boha affairs are lawful, compliant, and appropriate.
Since the founding of Boha in 1999, the organization has been dedicated to ensuring that locals claim their share in the tourism sector in the country and continues to lobby businesses to join the organization to speak in one voice in addressing their challenges. Maranyane Samakata, BTV News, Maung.
Kgosi Kgama IV held a kgotla meeting with the residents of Palapye to address them about his intentions as he has now taken full reins as Kgosi of Kgama. He said his main aim will be to promote culture and traditions around the region of Kgama in order to revive it, as it is a way of attracting tourism to the area. Gabriel Meriki.
In his first meeting outside Sola since his reinstatement, Kgosi of Bangwato Lieutenant General Dr. Nkhwa addressed the residents of Palapye, wherein he put forward his plans to develop Kgama. He said he will form communities that will help develop the community, revive culture and heritage. As the Kgosi, we are happy for your return, as it will pave way for our development. We have some issues, and we expect that as you lead us and represent us at Nkhwa Kgosi, we will see them resolved.
The committee tse ba gaitso di a go lebagana le di tsholengwao gore ba tsile go gore go na le di committee tse dingwe mo kgaolong ya rona. Ha ke re kgaolong ya rona ke ra
These committees will focus on culture and heritage. Even here in Palapye, there will be such a committee that will work hand in hand with the one in Serowe to see how we can assist them.
Le nako ha ba batla go dira sengwe go godisa ngwao ya rona ya sengwato ya Setswana ba tata ka megopolo re bona gore re ka ba thusa jang.
The community had a chance to voice their views on the envisaged plans.
Wa mile sengwe ha wa re go tana le dikomiti tse di tla tsamayang mo di le ba batho ba ba go bo dikhutshwane le batho ke jalo jalo ne ke re monga tsone dikomiti tse o monga mele ke ga kola.
You said there will be a committee that will focus on helping the needy. Such a committee should have a meeting with us so that we can recommend to them the people who need their help the most.
Ba go ka ta ga dirwa botsala jo leng gore o ta itela go tulwe motho o go bo dikhutshwane yo thokang yo mwalang o tsamaya go ba go hua tsala.
Re itse morahe o re tshela lo me ha go setse go tamo goreng land body tebe.
We know our community that you are living with, but when it comes to land allocation by the land board, they do not consult us. They just allocate, and the people in our community continue living with their parents because they are not given plots, and we wonder who the plots are given to.
Bana ba rona ba re tshelang le bone ba ntse ba thatagana le batsadi ba bone mo Malapye.
The Member of Parliament for the area, who's also the Minister of Water and Human Settlements, Mr. Nkhwa, appreciated the path taken by Kgosi Lieutenant General Dr. Nkhwa to try and bring back Ngwato culture and traditions.
Re batla go lebogela thata gore o batla go buseletsa serodumo sa bogosi mme ke go solehetsa gore ke le mo parliament.
I would like to thank you for your desire to bring back the pride of Bogosi, and I promise you that as your Member of Parliament, I will support you in this cause.
Re ta go support hela thata le morahi wa gago.
The residents of Palapye were urged to unite, as it is the only way to move forward collectively to improve and develop their area. Gabriel Mereki, PTV News, Palapye.
Yeah, watching BTV News, thank you for staying with us. Now moving on, the Vice President, Mr. Ndabakhaolathe, who is also the Member of Parliament for Gaborone Bonington South, has highlighted the importance of a community in caring and provide a safe environment for children to grow. When addressing the residents during the Christmas party organized for them in Gaborone West this afternoon, Mr. Khaolathe said no child should ever face discrimination for any form. Monica Siswela with more.
Bupirima grounds in US was filled with warm greetings, excitement and jubilation as the Member of Parliament for Gaborone Bonington South, Mr. Ndabakhaolathe, arrived for an early Christmas party organized for the residents. In his message, he emphasized the need for parents and guardians in that area to provide a healthy environment for children to develop and flourish.
Ba Gaborone West gore bana ke ba ke bone tota ba ba tsileng gore boloka bana ba ke bone tota ba ba tsileng go aga Botswana yo mosha mme bana ba re tshwanetse gore re ba godisetse mo lehokong la Modimo, re ba godisetse mo leratong la Modimo, re ba godisetse mo lelapeng le le kagiso, mme bana ba re ba tlogele gore ba gole ba godisiwe sentle.
In his words of appreciation, Kgosi Arnold Somolekae said such an event has the power to promote a united and strong community.
Tsatsi lena nka bua hela ke kano tse sehuba gore re hano mo Gaborone Bonington South mebile re itumetse thata ka gore tota ke la ntlha mo kgaolong ye re nna le mothusa tautona, ke la ntlha re laola le sone sepatšhe sa lehatshe, ke la ntlha le gone re ja Christmas e ntseng jaana ye wena o le mo parlamento wa kgaolo o rileng wena wa go ja Christmas o e direla batho ba ba mo kgaolong ye.
Mr. Kgaolathe came bearing Christmas gifts that were shared amongst all the children who gathered at Buphirima grounds.
Re tla ithuta ko sekoleng, re tla reetsa matitšhara a rona, re tla reetsa batsadi ba rona, re tla romega ha re romiwa.
Monica Setswaila, BTV News, Gaborone.
Mourners gathered at Gulubani village in the Tati West this morning to bid farewell to former opposition stalwart Mr. Kenneth Nkhwa, who passed on this Monday at the age of 97. Mr. Nkhwa was the only surviving Botswana's first member of parliament of the 1965 cohort, representing Northeast constituency in the opposition ranks. He was one of the pioneers of the Botswana People's Party from its formation in 1963. Bethany Mando was there.
These are hundreds of mourners who came here to comfort the family of Mr. Nkhwa and also celebrate his life dedicated to serve people. He represented Botswana People's Party in Parliament from 1965 until 1989 as a legislator. His family enjoyed his life and the legacy he is leaving. He encouraged us to go to school, and I can confirm that all of us have attained tertiary education.
We have achieved tertiary level qualifications.
Mr. Nkhwa fought for human rights and the restoration of the Northeast land and the equality of all the tribes. All these issues were closer to his heart. He was a true servant of the people as a member of parliament for Northeast, and he fought hardly for the restoration of the 30 land. As a true servant of the nation, he had impacted people's lives in different ways, and President Advocate Duma Boko sent a message of condolences to the grieving family.
The memory of his lifetime as a great statesman will be a legacy of inspiration to all of us. On behalf of the government and the people of the Republic of Botswana, my dear wife, and indeed on my own behalf, I wish to express our deepest condolences to you and your family.
Tati West MP, Mr. Justin Hunyepa, also paid tribute to him. We are going to continue where Mr. Nkhwa left off. We are going to advocate for the restoration of land to be redistributed to the people of Northeast. Even in death, Mr. Nkhwa's contribution towards shaping national development from infancy will always be remembered. Bethany Mandu, BTV News, Gulubane.
Now in news further afield, analysts say people have huge expectations from John Mahama's administration, and this will be a major challenge for the incoming administration. Ghanaians are said to be pinning their hopes on a better life and improved living conditions on the winner of the just ended general elections, President Mr. John Mahama, amidst a frustrated economy.
Voter frustration and huge inflation, which stands at 23%, has been attributed to the regime change in Ghana. University of Ghana economist and lecturer Mr. Patrick Assuming says the huge unemployment rate among young people also contributed to regime change.
Seeing their colleagues 2, 3, 4 years ahead of them finish and struggle to find jobs. So I think for young people, that's always been a challenge. I mean, having an economy that is growing and creating enough jobs to, for people to earn a basic living, it has been a major issue and a major problem.
Young people hope that the incoming administration will improve all aspects of the economy.
We need the current or the president-elect to work on, one, providing stable jobs, and then to making sure that the economy is well attractive. The economy should be established in such a way that it will be so attractive to us, and then to also attract investors into the country.
As a result of that, they felt we put you in a position to serve us, and we are a democracy as well. But if we voice out our opinions and our opinions aren't heard in that context, I think there should be a change. That was what, from my view, I'm perceiving to be a cause of such action.
He has a whole lot of plans, most especially our 24-hour economy. We are hoping for best, and we know that God being his helper, he will implement most policies that will help Ghana and also everyone, every citizen in Ghana. So I'm hoping that Mahama has a lot of vision.
John Mahama intends to create a 24-hour functioning economy. According to the National Democratic Congress, in this model, there will be a deliberate policy intervention by the government to encourage and support certain businesses and companies to operate 24 hours by creating an enabling environment that promotes productivity, competitiveness, and well-paying jobs. Laonela Hwale, BTV News.
And on standby, it is time for Sport News.
Thank you very much. Ulibile Samoga now. Botswana Tonight Sports News follows with me in Tabuhan Sibetlelam. Gaborone United will up to Flamingos by 4-0 in week 12 of the FNB Premiership League. Meahulele's goals came through Mutusi Johnson, Sheikhi Sese, and Tatawane Kamanyane at the break, while Malaudi Califans last goal ensured that Gaborone United takes all the 3 points. Let's take a look at the match highlights.
You will always attack on the left and right side of the pitch. It's a good ball from in, a really good ball, really. Johnson with his first to open the score. What a ball from Johnson, really. But Sisse, the confidence is getting. Remember, he scored the second goal. Have a look at that, really, for the second goal, really. Messi! Easy, really. Easy for Kamanyane. Kamanyane scores. He always scores. One-on-one view ones, very decisive. Whipping it in nicely into the box, and danger. He does what he should do all the time by putting the ball in the back of the net.
It's a little bit too big result according to everything that we saw on the field. First, third and fourth goal are just individual mastery, nothing else. Their first, third and fourth goal didn't came as a team play. It was individual actions that we couldn't prevent, and the second goal we met, 2 our players made a huge mistake. but no objections. They will play next game. Mistakes are happening, and we will forget already tomorrow, and we will turn to Galaxy game next week.
We were very good. I thought we were deserved winners. I thought we did most of the things correctly. I thought we did what we had to do. Yeah, well, here and there you could still argue to say we could have scored even 2-3 more, because we had 2-3 clear chances with the goalkeeper to beat, but it wasn't to be. But also we can be greedy. We can be greedy and ungrateful. We are happy for the result, 4-0 and 0 behind, 3 points, 4 wins out of 4. So we are happy.
And another FNB Premiership games played this afternoon. Chadibia lost 2-0 against Matebele, while Jwaneng Galaxy and Muchuri Center Chiefs played to a 1-1 draw. Security System suffered a 2-1 loss against Extension Gunners. Log leaders Tafik won 1-0 against VTM. And now Namibian table tennis players Caden Bosman and Lian Gabua won the boys and girls under-15 regional table tennis tournaments, which were played yesterday at Babusi Hall in Gaborone. Bosman won the boys category by edging out Shalom Mukoni of Zimbabwe by 3-1 in the finals, while in the girls category Gabua won the championship by thrashing Refilo Polofolo of South Africa by straight sets. Victoria Dakin was there.
In the boys category, Bosman, who qualified for the finals by beating Tras Maduro of Zimbabwe by 3-1 in the semi-finals, started the first set well, winning it by 11-6. In the second set, Shalom Mukoni's good forehand forced him to drop the set by 11-5. He, however, bounced back in the third set, winning it 11-5 to take the game to the fourth set. The game ended at 3-1 in favor of Bosman. He walked away with a gold medal and 3,000 pula, while Mukoni, who finished second, won a silver medal and 2,000 pula.
I think I played fantastic, better than I've ever played before. The game was difficult, but I pushed through as much as I could. My strategy in the finals was to force my opponent's backhand, because his forehand was amazing. And I don't think I need to polish much, just my backhand to get stronger and much, but otherwise I should be fine.
Lian Geba won the girls category by thrashing Refilo Polofolo of South Africa by straight sets of 11-7, 11-8 and 11-4 to win a silver medal and 3,000 pula. Earlier on, she downed the local player Gabriela Tiaga of Maikano Club by 3 sets in the semi-finals.
The group stages, I was playing so bad. The altitude was so in my way. Nothing was working. Forehand wasn't working, backhand. But then I got into the quarterfinals. There, everything started getting together, working. And then in the finals, it showed that everything was working, my backhand, my forehand. And otherwise, it was just great.
This one-day tournament featured 4 Southern African countries, which included Namibia, Zimbabwe, South Africa and the host country Botswana, which was represented by 4 clubs: Joyland, Maikano Bontlengi Twiteng and Mabela Pudi. Victoria Dakin, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
Meanwhile, the president of Namibia Table Tennis Association, who is also the OSEC Region 5 Treasurer, Rudy Sanderson, applauded Botswana Table Tennis Association for their success in hosting the Under-15 regional tournament, saying it helps players to sharpen their skills. He further urged the Southern African countries to come up with ways of raising funds and securing sponsorship to continue hosting this tournament.
Business communities plays an important role because we cannot rely on government only. If you look at these events, it's long distances. We are next to Botswana, and it took us 14 hours to travel here. 14 hours. Now imagine my friends from Lesotho, my friends from Zim, they have the same challenge.
We have numbers as a region, we have the talent, we have the venues, we have the sponsors, then we only need to create platforms of competitions for our athletes to first enjoy the sport, secondly as a platform for the exposure. The last one is to make an economic meaningful contribution to their lives.
And lastly, Jessica Modise scored twice in the first half as Gaborone United is past a double action 3-1 in the Gaborone Regional Women's Football Division 1 League match of Week 3 played this morning at Likidi. Khomzos Fago have the details.
The first half was a much tighter affair as both sides were cautious not to concede an early goal. After a few attempts at goal, double action failed to clear the line after a defensive error to give Jessica Modise NGU the first goal of the game. A few moments later, Modise increased the lead on the 43rd minute to go to recess leading 2-0. In the second half, the Red Roses continue where they left, launching numerous attacks at double action's keeper. The efforts paid off as Lesogora de Akanyo hit one home, making it 3-0. William Monene's ladies held on to the lead, but lapsed in the dying minutes and double action from the back of the net through Khorata Tsekiso to make it 3-1 final score. Moyakolele made it 3 wins out of 3 games.
Game and I think we had a game plan.
This is a big game in the league of high intensity, as there are more expectations. We had a good game plan, which we executed very well up until to a point where we conceded, and started to panic, which took us off our game plan and put us 2-0 down, because they were scared to concede more goals.
I think very very
happy with the performance. I'm very happy with the scoreline, but I was not happy with the way we conceded, because I told them that so we don't have to try to squeeze on the passes there. So defensive side we have to play simple, but it is what it is. The most important thing is that we managed to get 3 points. But the first half, we wanted to press double action high, because we knew that in terms of the height, in terms of strength, in terms of the physical appearance, they are very short. And we knew that they are not physically fit.
In other games played in Division 2, Big Sisters down Vicomes 2-0, while the game between Wonder Girls and FC Legends did not go on, as Legends did not pitch up for the game. Khomzos Fago, PTV Sport, Gaborone.
Khomzos Fago bring us to the end of our sports tonight this evening. Now back to Libile Samuka to remind us of our top leading stories.
Botswana on a drive to end HIV/AIDS by 2030. Political veteran Kenneth Nkhwa laid to rest.
GU overcomes the Flamingos in an FNB Premiership encounter.
And that is all the news we had for you this hour. Do stay with us. Weather is up next.
Good evening and welcome to today's weather forecast brought to you by Mpho Ishwadhar. Very hot to extremely hot temperatures were recorded over most parts of the country, with the highest being 42 degrees Celsius at Letlhakane, 41 degrees Celsius at Veda, and 40 degrees Celsius at Lepepe, Suapen, and Francistown. Also, there were some rainfall activities in some areas, including Letlhakane and Gaborone. Now, the rainfall amounts recorded this morning are as follows. We have 7 millimeters at Shakawe Metrocar Station and 2 millimeters at Ghanzi Metrocar Station. Now, for the current satellite picture, clouds are visible over most parts of the country, and this bluish color shows some developing thunderstorms which may possibly thunder or shower this evening. And also, we have Cyclone Chido over the Indian Ocean, and it is expected to enter the northern parts of Mozambique tomorrow morning, bringing heavy rains and very strong winds. Overnight, it is expected to cross over to Malawi, where it is expected to keep moving while losing its strength into Zimbabwe, where it is expected to dissipate on Tuesday. For tomorrow, I expect some cloudy becoming partly cloudy conditions with possibility of scattered thunderstorms over southern southeast Gauteng in southern central and northeast district, while over the remaining districts, partly cloudy conditions are expected with possibility of isolated thundershowers. Furthermore, fresh to strong winds are expected over most parts of the country. Therefore, the public is advised to take necessary precautions. In the morning, hot temperatures are expected countrywide, ranging between 21 degrees Celsius over southern central to 25 degrees Celsius over Ngamile and Khansi into Kgalagadi. In the afternoon, hot temperatures are expected over Khansi, Kgalagadi, southern southeast Gauteng, southern central and northeast districts, ranging between 33 degrees Celsius over Veda and Jwane to 35 degrees Celsius at Lepep. And over the remaining districts over the northern parts of Botswana, very hot temperatures are expected, ranging between 37 degrees Celsius over Suapen, Pandamatenga and Shakawetu, 38 degrees Celsius over Gumare, Maung and Kasane. And then for SADC cities for tomorrow, possibility of showers are expected over Cape Town, while over Gqeberha and Abington, few patches of clouds are expected to be visible. For Johannesburg and Maseru, possibility of thunder showers are expected, while over Manzini, few patches of clouds are expected to be visible. Partly cloudy conditions are expected over Antananarivo and Beira, with possibility of showers over Beira and over Lusaka. Possibility of thunder showers are expected, while over Windhoek, few patches of clouds are expected to be visible. Still on SADC cities, possibility of thunder showers are expected over Kinshasa, Luanda, and Blantyre, while over Dar es Salaam, possibility of showers are expected with a maximum temperature of 31 degrees Celsius. Well, that's all I had for you tonight. Have yourself a good night.
Coming up in this edition of Eye on SADC, Lucara Diamond formally introduces itself to the new administration of Botswana's President Duma Boko. Mine Tech Hub in Zambia to help in real